Hey there, this is Neil Napier from Kaiju Lab and welcome to Amazon Takeover 3. So this is the third video in our Amazon Takeover series. I honestly don't know how many there will be because people keep asking me questions about the first videos and the first two videos, and I keep creating more videos to answer those questions. This time I'm going to answer the question, when you work with someone, an author, how do you convert what they have into a course? Now, just to give you some context here, the first video, which hopefully you can find somewhere here, was all about finding Amazon authors to convince them to sell courses if they don't already do so, to work with you to sell courses. The second email was a copy of the email swipe that I would recommend, the cold email swipe that you can send to get a higher response from these Amazon authors. Since then, I've received questions about, okay, let's say we do a call with them and they say they're interested in a course. How do we help them structure a course? Now, the easiest thing would be to just give it to them and say, hey, you come with a course idea, you bring the traffic, I'm just going to help you organize the entire thing. But if you want to make more money, if you want to be more trusted, you need to help them structure the course as well. Because if you think about it, it probably takes an author about a year to write an entire book and then publish it and then market it. I'm quite sure they don't have any energy left after that to turn that into a course, or to turn what they know into a course. So your job working with them is not just to set up a members area, it's not just to set up email automation. Your job also is to guide them, because trust me, when it comes to writing a book, it takes a lot out of you, and after that you need someone to kind of tell you what to do so that you can do the next thing. In most cases, there are some people who are exceptional at it anyway, who will just publish a book and go straight into marketing and publish another one. But most people are not that lucky, and for those people you can use your superpowers to help them. So in this video, we'll talk about exactly how you can take their book and turn that into a course. Now, I'm going to use this book as a case study. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's called Flipnosis by Kevin Dutton, The Art of Split-Second Persuasion. I read this about 5 years ago, I think, and check this out. I still have all the notes I took while I was reading it. And that's because I don't like to write inside a book, so it's easier for me to just take notes, and I can kind of just jump to any page and get some cool idea out of it that I can turn into content myself, or I can then think about. So when you're doing that call with a prospect, or when you're doing an email exchange with them and they're stuck at, okay, but I don't know how to create a course, this is where the video comes in handy. Because you can ask them for a copy of their book. I'm showing you this book because it's more effective to show you a physical book, to show you that I still read stuff sometimes. But you can ask them for an e-copy of their book, a Kindle copy or whatever, and then you can browse through that. Now, typically for a book this size, so this is about 350 pages plus, right? 350 pages, they're about 8 chapters. If I was to help my client, if I was to help Kevin turn this entire book into a course, it'll be a really, really massive course, as you can imagine. You know, because I'm sure Kevin will want to put new stuff in and take some stuff out, but mostly put new stuff in, and it's just going to be a really big course. So ideally, you don't want to sell such a big thing as your first deal, right? You want to turn that into a smaller course. A course maybe, you know, an hour long worth of videos, or 2 hours, or 3 hours, no more than that, to be honest. So if I was working with Kevin on this one, what I would do, I would say is, okay, Kevin, let me go through the course. I'll open up the first chapter, and most authors, by the way, have subheadings in their chapters as well. So as I'm browsing through this chapter, the first subheading, again, I'm not sure if you can see it, is persuasion, like a cat. So I'm going to write about that. The second one is about more than words can say. So that can become its own lesson, its own chapter, its own module even, about the power of words. And then an entire set of training around the power of words. The next module is about web of deceit, which is about the lies that people use in persuasion. So a whole module could be about that. So essentially, he's got 8 chapters. I could turn the entire first chapter into its own course. Now, I could either give that away for free, or I could charge people for it. I mean, not I, but you know, me and Kevin could do that. And when you're giving away the basic courses free, you can always charge for the entire course. So that's a good way to do lead gen as well. So that will hopefully give you some idea of building a funnel with their content as well. Again, just to remind you, the benefit of putting this into action is that you don't have to create content, you just have to direct it. You're the director. You don't have to have a list, they bring the list. You just have to have the guidance, you just have to monitor them. And again, someone questioned me recently, can this actually make money? Neil, have you made money with this? Yes, 4 years ago, I used to do this, I made money with this, but I stopped because my focus, my passion was software, so I'm doing that right now. But if you have time, if you're interested in a particular market, and if you want to use your directional superpowers to help other people and get paid, work with them. This is another book I read quite often from Malcolm Gladwell. It's called Blink, The Power of Thinking Without Thinking. And again, just looking at this as well, let me see, he's got except for introduction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chapters as well. So I can use this, again, I can use the subheadings in his book, and I can turn that into an entire module, an entire course. But the thing is this, right? Even if an author got lazy and didn't include any subheadings, you can still do a very, very cool little trick. You can take, if you have the e-copy that is, you can take the book, you can take maybe first 1,000 words, 2,000 words, whatever, and there are online tools out there that will summarize content for you. So there are online tools out there where you can paste in like a 2,000 word text and you can put it in, and they'll give you 5 lines worth of summaries. And those summaries will give you an exact idea of what the book is about. So you can follow that, and you can instantly realize how you will structure a course. Right? So you can just take those 2,000 words and structure 5 lessons out of that course, because you know what the key things are in that 2,000 word passage. So implement this, do this. If you have any questions, please ask underneath. But I really, if you have Kyvio, if you have any other tool, if you have the power to build membership sites, it is your duty, it is your responsibility to help other people do so, even if you yourself are not the expert at something, because not everyone's an expert. So that's perfectly fine. I still want you to be an expert at membership creation, at direction. And if you have questions about that, I'll link to another video underneath, which is about how to structure a course. But this in itself will give you all the results you need when you're talking with a client. This is Neil Napier. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and make sure you check out all the links underneath this video.